Hello everyone. Good evening. Is my voice audible, guys? Good evening. Is my voice audible, guys? And is it clear? Okay, guys. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. We'll just wait for 2 minutes and then we'll start. We'll wait till everyone joins. Okay, guys. So let's just start now. I hope you are able to view the screen of the browser. Just tell me if you are able to view the browser. Just tell me if you are able to view the browser. Hello everyone, good evening. Okay guys, okay. And I hope today nothing is hindering you. The screen size is fine. Let's start. I hope you are as enthusiastic as I am to learn new concepts today. We are going to jump into JavaScript. But before that, guys, we have to complete this card section. We left till here last time. So let's just start completing the card section. Okay. So guys, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a few more cards here. Just add a few more cards here. Okay. Let's just add a few more cards here and then I'm going to tell you how you can create the horizontal effect. This is fine. I have added a few more cards here, right? Good evening, good evening. Okay, guys. I hope there's no problem with the mic. Just a second, guys. It's let me adjust a little. Okay. So, okay. So, guys, this is what we have done till last time. I have made a few more cards. Now, what we have to do is we have to make two buttons. One should appear at here and one should appear at here, right? Netflix has same buttons and we are going to make these buttons. What we are going to do is let's just make another container. Let's just make another container and I will call it card wrapper. Okay, I'll call it card wrapper. And what I want this container to do is, what I want my container to do is, it should wrap. Let's just separate this. Yeah. What I want my container to do is, it should wrap my left button, my right button, as well as all the cards. Okay. I want it to wrap my left, right, and the cards. So let's just create the card. And I'm going to use the same concept for creating. I'm just going to name it scroll button, and then for the subclass I'm going to set the name as left. Similarly, at the end of all the cards I'm going to make another button and I'm going to set scroll button RIGHT right. Fine, guys. So now we have a card wrapper and it is wrapping my left button, all my cards, and my right button. I hope there is no network issue, guys. Today the weather is a little bit off, so I hope there's no issue in the network. Okay, I have made this card wrapper class and now nothing is visible to you guys because I have not made anything right now. What I'm going to do is, now I'm going to make both the buttons. Okay, I'm now going to design the buttons. Let us just name it scroll btn, and inside, first of all, let's do the easiest task, guys. Let's do the easiest task. Okay, thank you for telling me there's no issue, James. Let us set a background color red for now. Let us set it red for now. I know it is not visible because we have no height and width for it. Let us set a height. Let us set a height. Let's just go to this site and see what is the height of these buttons. I'm going to inspect, and here, right here you can see, guys, there's height and width. I'm just going to copy it and paste it as it is. Right, paste it as it is. But guys, it is in rem and I want it to scale with my screen. I don't want it to look so fixed. I want it to scale with my screen. So let me just set variable values. You know, you guys are now very well knowing about the VW and VH. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set it variable so that they change with my screen's height and my screen's width. Okay. Now, guys, I feel it's a little smaller. What I'm going to do is let me just set it to 9 vh, 9 vh, and let's see how this looks. It's fine, it's not bad, it's fine. And you guys are able to see one only because they are overlapping each other. That's why they are overlapping each other. Okay, I hope there's no doubt. Let's just do one thing. Let's now position them to here. Okay, for that I will need to set its position. I'll set it to absolute position and I'm going to set it as absolute. But what I want is I want it to be relative to the parent, okay, so that I can just send 50% down, 50% from the top, and it will lie at the center. But for that I need to be relative to my parent. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set the parent as relative. So what was the parent? It was card wrapper. So let's just set the parent to relative so that I can adjust my buttons according to the parent. Because I have already told you guys, setting the parent container to relative and setting the children as absolute will help me position my children inside the parent, relative to the parent. Okay, as this is now become relative to the parent, let me just give it a top of 50%. Let me just give it a top of 50%. It should go down by 50%. And yes, guys, you can see it is down by 50%, but it is not looking in the center, right? It's not appearing in the center. What I can do for that is I can just use transform. Yesterday I told you about transform. It helps us to move our element in x or y axis, right? I'll just move it. Let's move it minus 50%, and it will move minus 50%, and it will move a little bit to the top, and now it appears at the center. What was happening, guys, when I did top 50%? This made the top of this box touch the 50% width. But as I have made the translate y to minus 50, it has shifted 50%. Now the center of this box is at 50. Earlier the top of the box was at 50%, right? I hope I am not sounding gibberish. No theory part, ma'am. Theory is going to be there. I'm going to teach you the basics of JavaScript. DOM, we are having theory a little bit. Don't worry about that. So, I hope till here everyone is with me. I'm just going to set a border radius so that they appear a little bit, a little bit curved. I want them to be a little bit curved. It's fine. It's fine. You guys can just style it however you like. I think it is having a border. It's not visible, but it's. Let us just make it none. Okay, let's just make it none. Fine. Border none. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the cursor as pointer. What will this do? Whenever this cursor goes to the button, as you guys can see, now you are able to see a hand type thing. So this becomes a pointer. So this is just so that the people can know actually I'm touching something, right? Actually we are touching something, and this element is clickable. This has no other meaning. I'm just setting it so that people can know, okay, this element is clickable. I have just set the cursor to pointer. Fine. I hope you are doing with me. If you are doing with me, it's clear. Shall I move ahead? Just say yes and we'll move ahead. We have a lot to cover, guys. So just say yes. Just say yes and we'll move ahead. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So let's just move ahead. And you guys can see like this is having a a like an arrow, right? This is having arrow towards here, and this is having arrow towards right. So let me just bring this svg. I will get it near here only. Let me just again click on inspect, and yeah, we just reached at the svg directly. I'm right clicking, edit as html, and I'm going to copy this entirely. Control a, control c, And I'm going to put this SVG inside the container. This was right SVG we copied, right? This was the right SVG, yes. So I'm going to paste it inside the right button here. Let's just paste the SVG. Let's make a little bit gap. Also a gap here. Okay. So don't worry about how it is appearing right now. Just focus. Just focus. And okay. Next, let us bring the left SVG from here. Let us bring the left SVG from here. Right click, inspect, and you guys will easily get the SVG. Just right click, edit as HTML, Control A, Control C, and just go and paste inside the container named scroll button left. Okay, fine guys. I hope this is being clear to you. Right, this is being clear. Fine. Let's just move ahead. Attendance would be at the last. I will share the form at the last and you have to fill the attendance, okay? Let's just set the color as white so that our SVG appears white. Fine. Okay, it's white. And let me just set it to the center. Right, let us just set it to the center. So display flex. And you guys are like having a very, you should be mugged up by right now, how to take an element to the center. You should have mugged up the code right now because we have did it many a times in these 3 days, right? Just justify content center and text and align items as center. What will happen? Yes, now our SVG is appearing at the right position. SVG is appearing at the right position. Let's do one thing. Let's do one thing. Let's now make them reach to their correct places, right? I'll make one here and one at the end. So I'm going to edit the nested class left. That is why I'm writing dot scroll button dot left. And now, give me a second, please. Just a second. Okay, guys. So now let's just do left to 0, left to 0, and same for the scroll button dot right. Let's just make the right 0. So from the left one will be 0 and from the right one will be 0. But where is the left one? Where is the left one? It must have disappeared because of the z index. So I'll give it a z index and I'm going to give it 1. Let's see if this, yes, now the button is visible. I hope you guys are following till here and it's easy for you guys to do these things now because you guys are very not new to this, we have been doing this from the 3 days. We are just setting positions, moving things here and there. So till here everyone is with me, I think. Fine. Fine. One thing you'll notice here as well is there is some space between these cards and they are not just, not just touching the edges of the screen. So I'll make the same space. For that I can make a responsive. I can make a responsive container, a class named responsive container. I can use the same class to wrap these info cards and this one as well. Okay, because all of the other elements, all this info card and these frequently asked questions are also appearing the same size away from the edges. So I will make a common class and I'm going to put the same name under I'm going to put the same name to all these three things. Okay, you will understand what I'm saying if you are unclear about what is happening. So let's just wrap our card section into a responsive wrapper. I'll set the name of the class as responsive wrapper, and I'm going to enclose everything inside this responsive wrapper. This is the ending for card section, and after here I'm going to put okay. Okay guys, fine. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just design this responsive wrapper so that our containers appear a little bit further from the edges of screen. In this responsive wrapper, let's set the width. Right, let's set the width of these cards. Guys, till now you must be also knowing the clamp, and you guys will also be knowing that it is my favorite tool, so I'm going to use it once again here. What I'm going to do is, you guys are aware of this tool, I'm going to set the minimum the width of these cards can go, and you guys can again use the same tool and just span them. You guys will see it's almost 1189 when the thing is maximum. I'll write it down somewhere, 1189. And and when I inspect these cards, not cards, these okay, this is the phone size, fine. And these cards can go a maximum of how much? Just see. I think the measure it tool doesn't works when we are inspecting. So you guys can just click on the inspect and search for the parent container, and you guys will get the thing. So this is spanning the whole thing. Okay, fine. This is the parent container, and you guys can see 429 is what I am getting. It's at 4, it's 166.39. It's length into breadth, right? Okay. Okay, guys. I have noted the numbers, and now let's just use clamp. Let's just set it to around 400. I will go with 400 px. Then for the for the size that varies, I'm just going to go for, let's say, occupies 75% of my viewport width when you are the largest, and scale accordingly. Okay, scale accordingly. I have told you how to take this middle value as well, and I'm going to put it just 1100 px, and you guys can see the width is not coming here. Why is this happening is, let me tell you why is this happening. Because guys, you have to set inside the card container, where is the card container, you have to set one more thing here, which is overflow x, and you should do it auto. This means just allowing horizontal scroll. Just allow me to scroll my elements horizontally, right? This just says just allow me to scroll my elements horizontally. So if you enable it, it will appear like this. Fine. I hope till here nobody is having any issue. And let's just make the scroll behavior as smooth. It is going to be used later, scroll behavior, when we will implement the JavaScript on the buttons and will implement the function. But let's just set it now. But I want them to appear in the middle of my page, but I want them to appear in the middle of my page. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to set margin 0, 0 from the top bottom, and I'll set it auto, so that this line is just used for setting something to the center of the page. It goes to the center. I hope everyone is on the same page with me till here. Fine, guys. I hope everyone is on the same page. Okay. Certificate would be given at the last. Okay. Fine, guys. So let us now jump to JavaScript. Are you guys excited? Because JavaScript is the thing which we are going to learn for the very first time. It's new concepts for you guys today. Let's just jump into JavaScript quickly. The time runs like very fast, and I just can't keep pace with the time. Why don't you use Tailwind CSS? Because you can use Tailwind CSS, it's also CSS, but the parent is the CSS, and if your basics are clear in CSS, then it will be helpful, guys. It will be really helpful. You can use Tailwind CSS as well, but CSS being the older helps you grasp the basics. If a person does uh, CSS and then goes to Tailwind CSS, it's easier for him, but skipping to Tailwind will just get a little bit overwhelming. Where is it? Fine. Fine. Okay. Let's just start the JavaScript, guys. Let's just start the JavaScript. First of all, why do you think JavaScript is used? Give me the reasons in the comment box. Why do you think JavaScript is used? Ma'am, can you tell Smarted is providing paid courses? I am not sure. You can just go and check out the site. I'm not sure. I just know about the boot camp I'm taking. So just focus on what you are learning now. Okay. What is the use of JavaScript? Can anyone tell me? Can you guys write why is JavaScript used? Anything. Just write anything. If you know anything about why is JavaScript used and why are we going to use here. To make page interactive, right? Right. For client side validation, animation and stuff, for making page dynamic, right? So guys, let me just tell you in a very layman language, JavaScript can be used for different reasons. Advanced version for CSS. JavaScript is advanced version for CSS. You can say in some ways because it has better animations and CSS has animations too, but you can't completely say that. CSS is for styling. Okay. JavaScript is primarily used to add interactivity and dynamic behavior to websites, allowing for features like user input, handling content updates, and animation. Right. Right. Nice. Nice. Making them more engaging and user friendly. JavaScript is brain, right? Guys, you are very smart people. I see you guys are very smart. So JavaScript, if I say in a very layman language, it can do many things. First, it can change your HTML. It can help to add new HTML, or it can change your HTML code. For example, have you seen on many websites there is just load more button, right? There is just load more button, and when you click on it, more things get loaded on the page. For example, if you are just scrolling a music, Spotify, I've used it very less, I don't know about it, but there might be some option for saying more songs or more movies or more something like that. And when you click on it, without even refreshing the page, more things load on the page. This is the part where JavaScript is playing a role. Okay, it JavaScript does not even require to refresh the page, and it just load more content for you. And JavaScript can also help you to respond to user events. So for example, if I'm clicking on something and the page is giving me something, it is responding somehow, then the thing used here is JavaScript. This is another functionality of JavaScript. JavaScript is a behavior how to perform work our website. Yes, it is a versatile programming language. Yes, that works alongside HTML and CSS to enhancing experience and functionality. Right, guys, you are very smart people, right? You guys know everything. But just remember the two things which I told you. First, JavaScript helps you to change the HTML or add new HTML without even refreshing the page, which is the example I gave you was a load more function. Load more, where you just click on the load more and it automatically throws up more cards, more something for you, and you just have not even refreshed the page, and it can respond to user events. There are a lot of other functionalities. I'm just telling you these two so that you guys can know the basics. If anyone was not aware of what JavaScript is doing, this is what it does. Also, we have some formal definitions, like it is used alongside with HTML and CSS to make the websites more interactive, dynamic. You guys can just read that and it will be easy for you to understand them as well. First, let us start with JavaScript object. What is an object? HTML is not a programming language. HTML is a markup language. JavaScript is a programming language. Just go and read the difference. There's a difference between programming, markup, scripting language. There are many types of languages. Okay, so let's just start with JavaScript object. JavaScript object means, what is an object? Can you guys tell me what is an object? Object is an entity, okay? Object is just a way to group related data together. For example, if there's a person and I'm that person, I'm having a name, I'm having an age, and let's say I just say hello. This is just a functionality, okay? So these are all related to me. So what I can do is I can just group them and put them together. So all the related data that is related to a person will go inside one single variable, and this is called an object. Yes, object is that which can store array and function. It can store variables, it can store functions, right? Fine, guys. So in this object you can see the name, the age, and the name and the age are properties of the person, and the greet is called the method. So why I'm telling you the JavaScript object, is it relevant? Yes, guys, it is going to be relevant in just a minute. Let me just explain you the next thing. What happens is when your HTML page goes to the browser, the browser turns this page and make a tree like structure out of the elements in the page, right? The browser just renders and make a tree like structure, and that tree of HTML elements is called the DOM tree of objects, right? It is just the browser thing. It is what the browser is doing. It is just taking your HTML file and it is converting it into a tree like structure, which is being called the DOM. Fine. Document object model. DOM is actually a DOM is actually like an programming interface. I will explain you that later, but just keep this line at the back of your head that DOM is actually a programming interface. right? Fine, guys. So, is happening here is what is happening here is each why I told you object was because here each entity in the DOM in the tree is the object of the HTML we just wrote. So when you give it to the browser just turns each HTML element into an object and sets it in a tree fashion, right? Sets in a tree fashion. So these are nothing but JavaScript objects, right? These are nothing but JavaScript object. Just ask the doubt and I will clarify. Just ask the doubt. I hope you guys are on the same page as me. Yes, elements of HTML page in hierarchy, but these are not HTML elements anymore. The browser has turned them into JavaScript objects. I called it earlier the programming interface because, guys, by playing with these elements, we can just change the HTML document, right? By playing with the objects, we can change the HTML elements. That is why it is called the programming interface. DOM is uh, DOM is just the browser's way. Okay, DOM is just the browser's way of representing HTML as JavaScript object so that we developers can access and modify it. From many days, from these 4 days, you guys were actually interacting with the DOM and you guys came across it several times. This is the DOM, guys. This is the object document model the browser just made, and we can go and play around and edit in them, right? And this will change the HTML of here, right? You were doing it from many days, but you were not knowing the exact name for it. It is the document object model. Fine, guys. So, guys, if you guys, what I told you guys before this was an object is having some properties. So, where are the properties of these object? Where are these properties of these object which is like in a tree structure? Guys, just think yourself. H1 appears so big, H6 appears so small. Who said it? Who said H1 to appear big? Who said H1 to appear small? Because these are the properties of the tags that are saved inside the browser memory, and as soon as the browser comes across as soon as the browser comes across these objects, it just verifies, okay, this is h1 tag and I have to apply these properties to the h1 tag. It is saved at the backend. So I hope the DOM is very clear. These are both same things. It is just a single it is just the same document in different languages, you can say, right? One is in English, one is in another language, Hindi. Both are the same things, just in different languages. One is the object model, which is just object arranged in hierarchy. The document is the root, which is here the HTML tag, and the further tags are followed like this in the tree structure. These are all JavaScript objects, and we developers edit these JavaScript objects. Fine, guys. Document is the top level object that we can access, right? And it represents the entire page. So this is the top level object. Just remember this line because it is going to be very helpful. I will just now tell you some basics of JavaScript. Let me just tell them here only. I'll just write them here only. Okay, so just be aware of the basics. Console.log is actually used to print something in JavaScript. And where are you writing all these JavaScript code? You can write it here inside the console, here inside the console, right? So if I write just console dot log, and I'm going to print hi, this will just print hi, right? This is just for printing. Fine. Second thing which I'm going to tell you guys is this query selector. So the query selector is used, as I already told you guys, you can edit the HTML content which is on the page by using JavaScript, right? So how do we do that is, we just call the main, I just say, hey browser, I just call the main root, and inside I write query selector. Inside you can write query selector, query, and just a second. Inside you can write query selector, and let's say you have an h1 tag and you are fetching that, so you can write h1 and it will fetch the h1 tag wherever it is on the page. And now you can play around with the h1 tag, right guys? You can now play around with the h1 tag. So this is just fetching something, fetching some html content from the page by using JavaScript. Next is changing the content of HTML using JavaScript. For that, you can just use the inner text, right? If you're having an h1 tag and you just use the inner text, JavaScript is camel case. So you just write the second letter big. Okay. Inner text, let us say you want to change whatever it was to welcome to the new world, something like that. Welcome to the new world. Okay, so whatever previously it was doesn't matter. The inner text will change the h1 tag to welcome to the new world. This is how you can change an html tag using JavaScript. This is going to be very useful for you guys because we are going to implement all these things in the code, and we are going to make these buttons respond to the user click. Fine, let's just move ahead, and I'm telling you again about another property, adding event listener, which is responding to user interaction. What you guys can do is, for example, there's a button, button button, and it is having an id, btn. Fine, it is having an id btn, and I'm just going to put this inside here. Okay, I'm having a button, it is having an id btn, and it just says click me, and the button is getting closed. Right, this is the HTML line that is written in your HTML. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to make a const. It's like a container to store something, and I'm naming the container as button. Okay, so I'm bringing from my document, I'm bringing by using query selector, just writing query selector, I'm bringing the hash button. Okay, I'm bringing the hash button. I just told you guys that this will bring what? The button from the HTML, and it will store the HTML inside this button named container. This container named button. This line does nothing but just brings the button and stores it inside the container name button. Fine. Now I can just use add event listener, add event listener. I'm going to add the type of event I want it to listen. So if I want to want the button to listen to my click, then I'm going to use the type of event as click. If I want my button to hear the hover of the mouse, I'm just going to use mouse over, and there are many such events which you can write and which you want your button to respond to. Fine. Next, I'm going to use this anonymous function. This is called the anonymous function. So what this anonymous function does, it is having no name, but it can behave like a normal function. It is having no name, but behaves like a normal function. So inside the curly braces, you can just write alert. Alert just means it will pop it up to the screen and it will say, you clicked me. You clicked me. Fine. I hope this is clear, guys. When you will use add event listener, this is for responding to any events on happening on that particular thing, right? We fetch the button from here first. We fetch the button from our HTML first, stored it inside a container called button, and then we added event listener function, which is responding to the click, which is responding to which type of user event. It is responding to click. Okay, guys, fine, fine. Just allow me 1 second. Okay, guys, fine. So I'll just, I hope we are on the same page. I just told you about three important JavaScript things. First is basic, to just print the output or just print something. Second is the query selector, which is responsible for fetching the HTML from the page. Third is inner text, which is editing the tag which we are bringing from the page. The fourth is add event listener, which is responding to user events. Right? Right. Last thing which I want to tell you guys is calling and creating functions. Fine, calling and creating functions. So in JavaScript, you create function by writing just the function keyword and the name of the function, and inside the curly braces you can just define what you want your function to do. Okay, inside this you can just write user hello user, and this function will do what? It will just print hello user whenever I'm going to call it. To call the function, you just use the name of the function, right? Just the name of the function and it will call it. Fine, guys. I hope till here nobody is having any doubt, because all these things are going to be used. That is why I'm explaining you all this. I hope the document object model is clear. It's nothing but the HTML document just arranged in a fashion of a tree by the browser, and these objects are nothing but JavaScript objects. The JavaScript object properties are stored inside the browser somewhere, which is telling you should appear like big. The H1 you should appear big. Are we writing somewhere that H1 you have to appear big? Big. These are the properties which is being set already at the backend. So that is what is stored inside the browser. And then I told you guys about these JavaScript queries. These are the simple queries which are going to be used, right? I'm not going to implement it, it's just for showing you guys. So yes, the semicolon would be outside. Fine, guys, let's just move on. Let's just move on. Fine. Okay, let us add the functionality which we just discussed. Let us add the click functionality, right? And when I'm going to click it, this should scroll right and left. Fine. This should scroll right and this should scroll left. So source code I will give you afterwards if you guys require it. very urgently, just text me on LinkedIn. I'll send you there. Please just focus on the class right now. Okay, guys, just focus on what I'm telling you. It's important. I hope the basics of JavaScript is very clear. I have not touched a lot on JavaScript. I have just touched what we are going to use. If you want to see how JavaScript works, how it functions, and everything, if you want to know, like, if you are interested in knowing how the browser rendering works, then also you guys can just go and check out other videos on YouTube. You will know how the browser actually renders the page, the HTML, right? It just doesn't run like this only. Many things are happening at the backend. HTML tree is being created, CSS is being created, many things are being done at the backend, right? So I am not going to go into the depth of that. Before the body, I'm going to make script tags. I'm going to make the script tags. Script tags are used to write the JavaScript on the same page, right? You can use them before the body inside the head, but it is recommended to use them before the body only. Fine. I hope you guys are on the same page. Just write yes. Just write yes if you are able to understand what is happening and what is going to happen as well. We are going to apply JavaScript here on these cards. Fine. Okay, guys, let's just continue. Fine, fine, fine. Thank you, guys. Just continue by making a function. So, we are going to make a function. I'm going to name it as scroll left button. Okay, I'm going to name it as scroll left button. This is a function which I'm going to define inside. Fine, I will call the function on the div, right? I'll call the function on the div of left button. So whenever the left button is being clicked, this function is being called and I'm defining the function here. So let us just make a container name const, and inside this const I'm making a, let's say, container variable, right? I'm making a container variable and I'm going to store what? I'm going to bring my cart container tag, from the HTML page. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write query selector, query selector. I'm just going to write query selector, and inside the brackets I'm going to mention the dot because it's a div, the dot card container. Fine, the dot card container. I have just brought my dot card container and stored it inside a container named variable. Fine, guys, container name constant, or you can just say it's like the name of the thing, the name of something which I'm storing in. Okay, if you guys are very naive and don't know what a function is, functions are just reusable pieces of codes. I can just define them once and I can just use them whenever I want. Function, as the name suggests, helps to perform a functionality, some functionality, like clicking something or performing calculation. It just performs a function and I can call it many times. Fine, fine, guys. Attendance sheet. Actually, I will give the attendance sheet at last. Please be patient. If you are having another class, you can just go and attend the class. Right? I'll give the attendance sheet at last only. Fine. Let's just call a predefined function. Okay? So in JavaScript there is a predefined function. It's called scroll by. And what this scroll by does it, I'm going to just pass some values inside the function. I'm just going to pass some values. I'm going to pass the left and the behavior. Let's pass left as, let's say, minus 300, right? Comma, behavior. Behavior. Let's just pass the behavior as smooth. I want my buttons to what to do? I want my buttons to scroll minus 300. Okay, I want my buttons to scroll this side. For example, if they are this side, I want them to scroll minus 300 this side, right? I want them to scroll minus 300, calling them towards it. And when I'm when I'm defining this, I will just write plus 300. So if this is 0, if this is 0, then plus 300 means it is pushing like this. And if it is here, minus 300 would be just calling it back. So this will create the scroll effect. Are you guys clear? If this is the base position, and I'm setting it plus 300, I'm setting the right one. I'm going to set for the right one the left 300. The left has 300, so it will push it towards here and it will call it back here with the left minus 300. You will be like more aware of what I'm doing. Don't worry about that. Okay, let me just first define the function. So I have defined the left function. Now I am going to define another function and I am going to name it function scroll button right. Just a second. Okay, guys. So I'm going to write the function and I'm going to define the name of the function as scroll right button. RIGHT right and BTN button. And btn button. Inside the button, again, I'm going to make another container. Let's create the const container and bring the same line here. Let's just copy it and I'm going to paste it. And what I want you to do is, I want you to just apply a function on my container. The function is scroll by. And what this scroll by will do is, it will it will just move my buttons left and right. I'll set it to left 300 this time. Not colon, it's comma, because I'm setting values of the function and attributes. So yeah, behavior, let's keep it smooth. So are you guys with me on the same page? Till here, I hope nobody is having any doubt. Okay, guys? Some of you are having network issues. Want me to share the attendance form? Okay, guys, I will just share the form. Those who want to leave can leave and attend another classes. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Just stop sharing. I'm sharing the attendance form. Let me just load my chats and where is the attendance form? Those who want to go can just leave after filling the attendance form, no worries, and the rest can just stay. So, yes, I've just released the attendance form. Let me pin it for you guys. And I think it is pinned. Yes. The attendance form is pinned now. Just fill the attendance. Okay. And I will share my screen once again. Fine, guys. Fine. I hope there is no problem till here. I hope everything is clear till here. Okay, guys. CSS HTML code, I will not scroll now. You will get the code. Just text me on LinkedIn. I'll send you the code there. Don't worry. If you guys want the code urgently, just text me on LinkedIn. You will get the code there. Fine? Fine. Clear. Okay, thank you. Just let us now call these functions. And you guys know better than me where to call these functions. You have to call these functions inside the right and left button which you have just created. Fine. You have to call these function here. And the way to call these function is on click. On click, just call my scroll button left function. Right, just call my scroll button left function. And when you are clicked, just call the scroll button right function. Just call the scroll button right function. Let's see if this works. If this works, let us just see. Okay, first, they're not working right now. I think we made a small error. Right, we made a error somewhere. Screen is not visible. Just wait, guys, just wait. Just wait. Let me just share it again. It's not visible. I hope it is visible now. I hope it is visible now. I hope it's visible now. Okay. Smooth. Okay, guys, fine. It's working now. I just forgot to put these colons. I just forgot to put this behavior smooth into colons, and the left scroll and right scroll is working perfectly fine. So I hope you guys are with me till here. Yes, ma'am. Now it's visible. Okay, thank you. Just tell me if you guys are with me till here. Right, guys. I hope you are with me till here. I'm going slower because I read in my reviews that you should go a little slower. I also read all your reviews, guys. Thank you so much for telling me how the session was. And I have liked many of the reviews. Just I was not able to like the one who didn't give a description, but I saw all your reviews, and thank you so much for giving me the review and telling me where I have to improve as well. Fine. Okay, okay, okay. Let's just move on. Now, let's just jump to the card section. We will create these cards. we will create these cards. Okay, we will create these cards now. These are info cards. What are we going to do for the images is we are going to bring these images from the backend. So let's just leave our placeholders like this only, and we are going to bring these images from the backend, which we are going to tomorrow. Can you tell the changes which you made now? Like, screen was not visible. Yes, the changes which I made was just giving semicolons inside the behavior. Here, I just wrote it like this, and what I did was I just gave it semicolons, and it's fine. It was not working because of this little mistake here. I hope these functions are clear to you. Let's just move on. Buttons is not working. There must be some issue in the names, or you just have to copy it correctly, guys. Here it's working fine. Okay, here it's working fine. Okay, let's now just make the card section. After making this section, I'm going to make the card section. Let us just call it more reasons. Let us call it more reasons, because on the Netflix site also it is written more reasons to join. So I'm just going to call it more reasons. No, no logical name. I have thought of no logic, just more reasons. Okay, you guys can make your own names. What is the first thing I can see? I am going to write this under a tag. Let us write this under h2 tag. Let us write this under the h2 tag, and I'm going to write more reasons to join inside this tag. Fine. This is the first thing which we created. Now I'm going to create another class inside which I'm going to put all my cards, right? Info cards, and inside this there are four cards. I'm going to put all the four cards in here. I'm going to give a common class name to these cards. Let us just name it info card. Okay, just look clearly. This class is info cards. This contains all the cards, and for the single card I have used info card. So just pay attention to the minor details. These are only the reasons for error, so just pay attention to these minor details. Let me just put my phone on charging, guys. I'm not able to see your comments. Just a second. Fine, fine, guys, they are back. Okay, info card, and inside this info card I'm going to give a common class name to all the four cards I'm going to create. So let's just create what is written inside enjoy on your TV. Let's just put it under, let's say, an h4 tag. I'm just using random tags, you guys can use your own. Right, and under the paragraph tag, I'm going to copy what is written here. Watch on smart TV and everything. And I'm going to close the paragraph. And you guys are smart. What we are going to do next is we are just going to copy and paste this three times more. So it will be four cards. It will be four cards. 2, 3, and 4. Now we have 4 info cards. The cards are inside the info cards. Okay, the card are inside the info cards class, all the 4 cards, and everything is inside the more reasons. But I already told you guys that we are going to use the same class name for the next 3 sections we are going to create. So I'm going to use the responsive wrapper for this class and for this class. as well, so that they appear the same length away from my page like the earlier cards. So I'm just going to name it responsive wrapper, and I'm just going to wrap all my content inside the responsive wrapper. Fine. I'm just going to wrap everything inside this responsive wrapper. Let's just close it. This is for, just a second guys, this is for which class? Info cards. Fine. This is for which class? More reasons. And I'm going to make under this a closing tag for responsive wrapper. I hope it's clear. I hope it's clear till here. No, it's not over. I'm going to implement the CSS and then you are free to go. I'm just going to go with the CSS part today as I'm not feeling a little well. So we are just going to implement the CSS for this today. Fine. And then in tomorrow's class, in the next, for the first 15 minutes, we will focus on making this and then we will jump to the backend. Okay. Then we'll jump to the backend. I hope till here everyone is on the same page with me. Let us now just style these classes. First of all, what is the easiest thing we can do, guys? What is the easiest thing we can do? Just setting the background color. Just setting the background color. So for the info cards, let us give the background color as reddish or something. I'm giving reddish. You guys will have to go and copy the linear gradient effect. I'll just do that and show you how. Just click on the layout of the card. Why is it appearing like this? Okay, I'll just hover on my card and I want the background color. I want the background color. This is the card. I think this is the main container. There are several containers. Yeah, found the main container. And here we can just copy the background color, the background, not color, background. And they are giving a effect to this. Let's just give the same effect, which is this one. Fine. And the cards are giving the same gradient effect as we were able to see on the Netflix page. This was the easiest thing which we could do. Next, second easy thing, guys, setting the color as white. Right. Second easy thing, just setting the color as white. And now my text should appear white. Fine. My text is appearing white. Okay, so now let us just set a good width and height for our cards. I'm again going to use the clamp property. We'll start by setting random values and let's just tweak them. Okay, so I'm going to use clamp again because you know how much I love clamp. Let's just set it to 250 px, a random value, and let's see, the maximum I want you to go with the width is not much. I will go on with 280 px. When you guys will be coding and when you guys will become very aware of web development, you guys will just imagine inside your head, okay, 250 pixel it will look like this, okay, 280 pixel it will look like this. So what, for that you need to develop the thinking process, and that's what we are doing in these classes, right? We are developing the thinking process. We are not just making the Netflix site clone, we are just doing the thinking process. I'll set it to 20 vh and fine. These cards are appearing like this because I have not given any gap, any padding or anything, any property to them. Let's set the height as well. I'll just set it to, let's say, a little bit. I want it a little bit bigger than my width. So let's set it to 260 px. Right, let's set it to 260 px. The minimum you can go is 260 px. I want you I want you to go to maximum of, let's say it was 284 here. Let's set it 300. And I have already told you how you guys can take out the mid value. So just go and write, mm, let's say a little bigger. Let's write viewport height. Don't mess up with these units, guys. Viewport width and viewport height. Okay. And okay, they are appearing like this for now because we have not given anything to them. I'll just move ahead and give it a display flex. Give me a second. Fine, guys, fine. Fine. I have just given it a display flex. And you guys know better than me now. Flex direction I'll set to column because I want the content in my cards to just appear like this, column wise. Fine. And let's just set our justify content as space around. Right, now this is working for the y-axis, guys, because I have set the flex direction to column. Let's set it space between and see what will happen. And just no effect. It's fine. It's fine. What we will do is, let's just work on the info cards container as well, hand by hand. Okay, let's just work on info cards container. Set them to display flex. Set them to display flex. I'm going to give them a flex wrap. Let's give them wrap so that they can wrap in smaller screen sizes. And also I'm going to write justify content as center. Right, justify content as center. Let's just see what is happening. Let's just also, I think I have not given anything to it. Fine, these cards are on the center now. Okay, let's give uh let's give more properties. What we can do is, mm, I have given it a flex direction column so that these appear inside a column. Justify content space between. Fine. Let's try giving it a transition next. Transition, and inside the transition I'm going to use the transform transition. I'm going to use the transform and I'm going to set it to here. Now I'm going to define the transition. Fine, this is done. Let us now set the position to relative. Set the position to relative. Let's see. Let's just give a gap in between them. So what I can do for giving a gap is, I can just write gap as 2 rem. Let's give it a gap of 2 rem. See how it looks. It looks like this, and when I'm scaling it, it is coming like this, and when I'm viewing on full screen, it is coming like, let me see, like this. So we have to improve what is coming here. You guys have to improve it by, tweaking with these values, Okay, so you guys can improve that by tweaking a little with the values. Instead of this, let us just reduce to 250, and let us just reduce to 240. Fine, let us just try reducing this. Fine guys, no effect is taking place. You guys have to play around with these values and try setting the proper values for them. Fine. I hope it is clear till here. Yes, we have written no clamp in height. Right. And yeah, now it is working. I was wondering. Thank you so much for, who was that? Sabyasachi. Thank you so much. And now you guys can just tweak the values to fit in the page. Fine, guys? Fine. I think we'll just continue then in the next class, the rest of it. And you guys can work around setting them on the same page. But you guys can see these are like the Netflix ones. We are just having problem with the full screen ones. Okay. So what is happening is they should appear like these four when on tablet, and on the laptop like these four, and on the phone they should become like this. So if you guys will play around a little bit, you guys will figure it out. On the preview, like on the preview, it is appearing fine. You just have to set the width 100% when using media queries, right? I'll tell you the media queries tomorrow as well. For now, I'll just end the class here only. Fine. We'll just start with the media queries tomorrow, and we will do these frequently asked question tomorrow in just half an hour, in the first half an hour, and then for the next like 1 hour or so we'll do the backend. For now, we'll just end it here. If you guys are having any doubt, subscribe मांग रहा है. It must be asking for follow, guys, not subscribe. I hope you guys are clear with today's class. I hope you were able to understand what happened today, and JavaScript is now a little bit clear to you. You have understood the DOM model which the browser creates for our HTML web page. Fine, guys. Are you guys fine? Also, guys, try creating everything like these small details, like putting these SVGs inside. I've already told you how to use the flex property, right? You just use the flex properties and create these things, little things by yourself. If you're having any doubt, just message me on LinkedIn. We'll just end today's class here only. Message is logged. You just follow, and then the message will get unlocked. Just connect with me on LinkedIn, and then I have received many messages as well on LinkedIn, so it's not like the something is off, right? I have received a lot of message. Scroll code scroll करना. Just a second, guys. I will tell you media queries tomorrow, so this will also work fine. Mm, I don't know what's your obsession with scrolling the code, but I'll just send you the code, guys. Why to worry about the code? You have to do things by yourself, and you just have to Listen to the properties and learn the properties. And rest, you have to do it by yourself. Yes, guys, you can leave now. Thank you so much. I hope you have filled the attendance form. Also tell me the reviews of how you liked today's class. If things were clear to you and you were able to understand the basics of JavaScript, which was very important, and you were able to implement the functions as well. Good night. Yes, today's class is short because I am just not feeling a little well. I'll just continue tomorrow. I will keep tomorrow's class a bit longer. Don't worry about. I'll complete it. I'll not leave you like with half of the things left, right? And I will leave you with code with the complete code. Okay? Bye everyone. We'll just meet in the last class tomorrow. Okay? Just tell me how you felt today's class was like. I know I was a little bit low on energy. Ignoring that, if there is something I can improve, tell me and I'll just follow you guys. Bye bye, everyone. Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you. कॉलेज में प्लेसमेंट ड्राइव आ रहा है क्या ये एज अ प्रोजेक्ट दिखा सकते हैं यस गाइस you can show this project but it would be better if you guys just prepare a portfolio by using what I'm telling you in this class. It would be a better option. You can create a creative portfolio by your own, but yes, you can show this code as well. It's fine. Thank you so much. You guys can leave now. If you guys have already filled out the attendance form, you guys can leave and we'll close the class. Okay? Fine, guys. I'll just end the class here. I hope you guys enjoyed the session today as well. We'll just work on a little things tomorrow, right? And we'll just implement the backend as well tomorrow. Class was expected to go longer today only, but I think we have to make it longer tomorrow now. Fine, guys. So I'll meet you in the next class. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye.